Doesn't feel like yesterday. It feels so far away. Now you're gone out of my life. You're gone without a fight. Simple things take more heart to lay it down. Where would I start? These crazy days we ran the world. Sweeter moments, time stood still. It always seems impossible in the darkness of my mind. Together we're unstoppable. You forever light my skies. Chasing past and chasing you when you're lost along the way. Running on every cloud you get. I'm chasing yesterday. Unstoppable, forever lighting my skies. Chasing past and chasing you, lost along the way. Running on every cloud you get. I'm chasing yesterday. Yes. took my love, then gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart attack. And I'll try to carry on again, but I never really knew that it was over.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Saturday evening to you and welcome back to the After Dark edition. Now, as you can see, I have some very special guests with me. Thank you, Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl, for joining me once again, because the reason they are joining is because our Tree of Life quilts have come back from the long arm and we're going to be putting the binding on them. I had not planned to do that today, and that's why the thumbnail looks a little bit different than it was, but we're really excited. In fact, I just went and picked them up yesterday. So, like, these are hot off the machine. We just went and picked them up yesterday. You can see I've already finished one. I'll show you guys that one in a minute, and then we're going to finish my second one, and Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl are going to finish theirs too. So we're really excited about that. So it's a little bit of a change from the plan of what we were going to do today, but that's okay. I love having them here. I'm so grateful that they came back so that they could finish up their quilt. So we're really excited for that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell everybody, but for now I can't remember what it is. Oh, if this tree is bothering you, I love the little twinkly lights, but if it's bothering you or it's not something you prefer, just let me know in chat and I'm happy to turn it off. The last thing I want to do is make anyone feel uncomfortable. So if it's bothering you, just tell me and I can absolutely turn it off. It's not a problem.
It's like right on you.
I know. All right.
Sorry.
So, hi, Cheryl. You're up close and personal.
I don't know. Mother's done something very weird with the camera, so I can't see.
What has done something weird?
Mama.
Oh. It did. Somebody did turn it, it looks like a little bit. That's all right, though.
Is that better?
Yeah, you want to turn it towards the door a little bit. That'll be a little bit more Mama, a little less you.
Oh, a little less me is good for it.
There we go. That's better. That's good. That's good.
See, I don't have the automatic. Well, if it was down there, it would be the...
Oh, for the love of Pete.
She took one of the screens off the camera, so
She's
I can't...
just so darn picky, you know.
I know.
Oh boy, here we go.
Now she's put the
Up
camera
close
again.
and personal. Lord. Well, while she's doing that, let me hop into chat and say hello to everybody there. I know Mama Joyce was actually the very first person in chat, but she doesn't count. So we're going to skip on to the next one and say hi to Denise.
Hey, wait a minute, I don't count.
Now you're up too high. Hi, Denise. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us today. Teresa Lynch, she says, hello all. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Chloe, hello. Happy Saturday evening to you. Welcome back. Katie, hi. How are you? I hope you're well. Happy Saturday morning to you also. No, I guess it's not Saturday morning. I guess it would be Saturday evening, wouldn't it? I swear. I'm trying. I got the Saturday part right. One of these
Dirty
days.
Shirley.
Yeah, what it is, yeah, these dirty Shirleys. Yeah, so for those of you who are new to the channel, you know, we like to play a little bit of a drinking game on our Saturday After Dark streams. So, quick warning for if you're brand new to the channel, the After Dark edition is a little bit more colorful than our Sunday morning streams. We try to keep it PG, but some people have a tendency to get a little bit out of hand every once in a while.
Let's say hi to Lucas.
Yes.
Say hi to Lucas.
Hi, Lucas. Welcome back to chat. I just did something to my glasses and now they're all foggy. That's lots of fun. These are brand new glasses, by the way. I finally got my new glasses from the store, so I'm going to grab a lens wipe for that. But for those of you who are new to the After Dark edition, things can get a little bit out of control sometimes. We like to play a little drinking game. You guys can see the instructions here. Our magic word for today is Merry, as in Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year to you. With Christmas just around the corner, we're celebrating it with our drinking game today. So every time you hear one of our hosts say Merry, or if you say Merry in chat, then make sure you do !drink in chat, and we will take a sip of our preferred beverage. Of course, on this channel, we encourage drinking water, but if you were to partake in another beverage of choice, that is completely up to you. Normally, I drink tequila sunrises on our After Dark edition, but I'm out of orange juice, so I had to improvise. So I actually am doing a Dirty Shirley, like Cheryl mentioned, and it still has tequila in it, not vodka. Because I do prefer tequila over vodka, but that is what I am drinking today. Let's see if I can see now. I can't read chat when I don't have my glasses on, so that's why I haven't been reading it. Oh, so much better.
Katie Crafts is finishing her table runner.
Ooh, nice, nice. Nancy, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm still popping through chat here to say hello to everybody. I didn't want to miss anyone while I was cleaning up my glasses. I apologize for that. Let's see. Linda Denton, hello. Awkward Quilter from Georgia, good morning. Or, no, good evening. How are you? Naomi, hello. Cheryl mentioned it already, but Lucas is in the house. Hello, Lucas. Welcome back to the channel, man. So good to see you. I feel like I just saw you a couple days ago. Oh, wait, I did. Hee hee. Lucas, how's that pest problem going? Is it still ongoing?
I'm stuck.
Patty, hello. She says, Merry Christmas! ! Drink. That is right. Cheers. Nancy says, I am some better. That is good to hear, Nancy. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling a little bit better. Lucas says his pest problem has gotten worse. He will have 2 pests tomorrow. That's right. Yes, because Taylor is home from school right now, and she will be headed that way to hang out with Tony and Lucas. So Lucas might end up staying here. We don't know. He's welcome. Because getting the 2 of them in a room is, it's like magnets. They just can't seem to get together. So anyway, welcome back, Katie, Teresa, Nancy. I think I said hello to you guys already. I'm just checking to make sure I've gotten everybody in chat. If I missed you, I apologize. Please make sure you say hello again in chat so I can wave at ya. All right, so we're going to be working on Tree of Life today. This pink one here, I'm going to show it to you guys really quickly. This one I've been doing off camera. So I had actually purchased 2 of Tree of Life because I really liked this colorway, this pink colorway that I'm going to show you here in just a second. I absolutely loved it. And so I purchased that one, and I've been doing this one off camera, so I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then we're going to be finishing up the binding on our Radiant and Mom's Moonlight colorways. So let me show you. I'm going to stand for this one because otherwise you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. So I'm going to stand so you guys can see it.
Not jumbling.
Ta-da!
It is very pretty, Dee.
There you go.
Holy moly.
It's a little bit of a busier fabric line than I would have normally chosen for myself, but that's why it's not for me. So Lucas, if Tony is there with you, you can show it to her because this is hers. This is Tony's. Because both of these Tree of Life quilts are going home with Lucas and Tony later after Christmas, after they're finished. So, I'm just going to fold this one up real quick. That red is so bright on the camera. It's like a really dark pink. It's not actually red, but it looks bright red on that camera. My goodness. I'm just going to fold this one up and set it off to the side. I'm going to actually go take it off camera so then that way it doesn't brighten things up. Hi, Candace. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us today. Oh, Chloe says, wow, pretty, Danny. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we are going to get started on our Tree of Life quilt. Now, we are going to be doing the binding, and for those of you who have never done binding before, it can be a little bit challenging. Mom and Cheryl have never done a binding before, and so they're going to be learning how to do it today. I kind of gave them some steps to begin with, so that's why you see Mama Joyce is already trying to get started a little bit. I went ahead and set up their binding ahead of time. So then that way we could just jump right in. But I wanted to at least show you guys how to go ahead and prepare your binding before you get started. Now there's a million different ways to do this. And this is just the way that I do it. You guys can choose your own way to do it. This is just how I do it. There's a ton of different ways, ton of different content creators out there that can show you different ways to do it. But this is how I do it. So I've got my binding already set and ready to go. But let me show you how I did that real quick. So I cut all my binding fabric up into 2.5-inch strips, and I've just got some spare ones here from my scrap. I'm going to flip my camera over here for just a second. Excuse me. There we go. The camera, the color is just awful. I don't understand what the problem is, but anyway. So I got some 2.5-inch strips here. I use 2.5. Some people use 2. Some people use 2 1/4. Some people use 1 3/4. Whatever you're comfortable with. I have found the 2.5-inch pieces to be the ones that I'm the most comfortable with, so that's what I use. So what I've done is I cut all my fabric into 2.5-inch strips. Now I do have 2 different colors here, and that's just so that you guys can see what I'm doing on camera. I wouldn't normally do that, but you can if you want. I mean, that could be a lot of fun. So I've got my 2 pieces here, and now the first thing we need to do is we need to connect all of our pieces up together. And I like to connect mine up on the bias, so then that way it's nice and seamless and there's no huge bulk that happens when we do that. So I'm going to just show you real quick. So we're going to take one piece, we're going to lay it this way so that it's going perpendicular to the machine. It's going this way to the machine. And then I've got another piece here, and I'm going to lay that one the other way so that we have this L. And we're going to do right sides together. And now normally you would take your selvage edges, and I'm just going to match up the side line here with the edge of my selvage. See that line there? I'm going to match that up together. And I'm going to give myself a nice big chunk here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew from this corner to that corner. Now I'm not actually going to do this now. I'm just showing you guys how I would normally do it. So I'm going to sew from this corner to this corner, which sounds backwards. It sounds like you should be sewing from here to here, but you don't. You actually want to sew this way, because what happens is, I'll just take a pin. When you sew up that, then when it's sewn up together, it will open up like this, and it will be one continuous strip all the way through. So that's what I did with the strips that Mama Joyce has and the ones that I have. So I took all of those 2.5-inch strips, I sewed them all up into one really long strip. And then I went ahead and I trimmed up these selvage edges. So I cut on the line here. I cut the fabric here to 1/4 inch, and then I went ahead and I pressed it open. Now I wanted an open seam so that when I fold it again, the seams don't overlap. And I'm going to show you what that means in just a second here. You can see here, you can see this was my seam for my 2 pieces, and I went ahead and I sewed the pieces open. And so then that way when I fold it again and I iron it in half, the pieces don't overlap. It gives us a nice smooth piece underneath. There's not a whole lot of bulk there. Lucas wants to know if chat broke. I don't know. I think it's okay. The chat looks like it's moving. Maybe you need to refresh.
It looks like it's moving.
Lucas, maybe try refreshing. Oh, it looks like Streamlabs is... The Gamble is not working. Oh no, the Gamble's working. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Not sure, Lucas. So then, once I've got the seams all sewn up together and I got one nice long strip, then what I did was I took those 2 pieces, this long piece, and I would fold it in half. Wrong sides together, like this, and iron it nice and flat. So I have this nice, long, beautiful strip. And that's where I'm at right now. This is what I've got here. It just seems very slow. Could be. YouTube's been doing some weird things. So now I've got this strip here that you guys can see. And I just rolled it up just for reference. But you can see I've got a nice long strip. It's just one 2.5-inch strip that's been folded in half. And it's all connected up and ready to go. So that is where we are at now. Mama Joyce, I've already prepared hers for her and given that to her, so she's already getting started with it, and now we're going to get started with mine. Let me put this away real quick because we don't need that anymore. Alright, so what we like to do, and what I like to do, is I like to start my binding in the middle of one of the longer sides. I don't want to go on the edge, because otherwise when I try and meet everything up together, it gets all kinds of wonky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my longer edge here on the side, and I'm going to grab an edge of my fabric, and I'm just going to take the rest of the bundle and throw it right on the floor, because I don't need it right now. I'm going to take the longest edge, and I'm going to do about 1.5 hands of spacing. So I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to measure, and then I'm going to take about half of that, and that's how much of a tail I want to leave on my machine. And then I'm going to go ahead and start sewing.
Oh, crap.
Let me grab that right here. And that's where I want to start sewing. It's off the camera. So I've got this tail here, and we're going to discuss what we need to do with this tail later, but for right now I've got this tail here, and this is where we're going to start sewing. We're going to put our 1/4 inch presser foot is on already. We're going to start here. We're going to back tack that to make sure we anchor it, and then we're going to go all the way to the corner, and we're going to back tack 1/4 inch from the edge, and then we're going to stop, and I'll show you what to do from there. But first I got to get this part on the machine.
Go lay down.
Nancy says it's not working. Nancy, what's not working? Let me see if I can figure stuff out here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure it out, but I can try. Nancy says something's not working. Must be maybe the gamble game. Maybe Streamlabs isn't working. Let me see. Let me try and reset Streamlabs, guys. See if that helps. So give me just a second. Mama Joyce is already getting started, and that's great. I'll catch up. Her quilt is a little bit bigger than mine, so it is going to take her a little bit longer to do each of her sides than it will for me. So that's fine that she's moving along a little bit ahead of schedule. Alright, so I'm turning the cloud pot off for just a second. And now I'm going to turn it back on so that it's kind of reset itself.
What? Eat it, whatever it was.
And let's try again. Naomi says as long as Dani is working, I'm happy. Oh, Naomi, that's so kind of you. Alright, I just reset it, so hopefully things are working out. It looks like Lucas is on the case, so I trust that he knows what he's doing. He probably knows better than I do. So we're gonna hope. Now, if something's happening with YouTube in the chat, that unfortunately is out of my control. And even Streamlabs is really out of my control, but I'm gonna give it a go. All right. So Mama Joyce has already gotten started on hers, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on ours. Give me just a second to pop over.
Really a huge table. I'm trying to do this.
Oops.
Yeah.
Second to see if Streamlabs, yeah, okay, Streamlabs did kick back on, so that's good. I bought myself new quilt gloves. You guys, I think I remember telling you about it once before. I like to use one glove when I'm doing binding. Just the hand that's holding the fabric. I like to have that one gloved up.
No.
Now it's working. Oh, well, that's good. Hopefully it was just a reset thing. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me move this over here.
Cannot stand on that.
Pebbles is standing on the pressure foot again.
Oh, boy.
We're quilting with the dog.
Quilting with the dog. All right.
Hey, she was straight.
All right, so we're doing raw edges to the side. So we're going to attach raw edge to raw edge with the fold pointed towards the center of the quilt. So just so you guys, oh, I don't have my thing again. So let me just show you guys. Most of you guys probably know how to do a binding, and so this is really just for those of you that don't know how, or those of you that are following along. So this is my folded piece. I folded it, okay? So this is my raw edge here. I'm going to match that up to my side with the fold towards the center, okay? So we're not sewing on the fold, we're sewing on the raw edges, and we're attaching the raw edges to each other. I'm going to go ahead and slide that down just a little bit. All right. This is going to take us a while, so I'm kind of rushing a little bit to get into it because we've got a lot to do with regards to the binding, and I'm hoping to get it all done today, but realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. But we're going to try.
I don't know if that is it complicated? This? Not so far. Okay. It's not nearly as complicated as matching little bitty pieces together.
All right, needle is down.
That yarn into 1-inch squares so I can sew them together.
Now you guys are going to see me move this bulk around a lot because I want to make sure that what the fabric that's under my needle is not under any type of tension. I want to make sure it's nice and relaxed. So I'm going to keep moving the quilt up closer to me so that way it's nice and loose and there's no tension. So you're going to see that a lot. But let's go ahead and get started. How is everyone's weekend so far?
Just merry.
Just merry, she says. Gosh, that word sounds familiar. All right, so we are going to be sewing this all the way down to the corner, but we're going to stop 1/4 of an inch from the corner. And then we're going to back tack and take it off the machine. So I'm just lining this up here. And then I am going to go ahead and sew it down. So earlier today I put the binding on that red quilt that you just saw. That quilt has been washed already. I threw it in the washing machine and it was fresh out of the dryer when I brought it in here to show you guys. So it is washed. It puckered the way that I liked it to. I like my quilts to pucker. I think it gives them a little bit of an aged look. I know some people don't like that look, but I do. So, all right. So we're just moving right along here. Chloe says her weekend so far is going very good. That's good. Linda says, well, but we'll get better because my birthday is on the 24th. Well, happy early birthday to you, Linda.
Happy birthday.
Have a very merry birthday, Linda.
Hydrate.
I don't think anybody heard me.
Very merry. I heard it. Very merry birthday. All right. Has everybody finished their Christmas shopping? Are they all ready to go for the Christmas holiday? How many of you still have to go back to work? I have to go back to work again on Monday, but then I am done for the rest of the year. I'm really excited about it.
I'm done working.
Well, not for good.
I'd like it to be.
I know. Me too.
I'd really like it to be, but I'm done working for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, right?
Yes.
All right, so I am just approaching my first corner, so I'm going to go ahead and sew up to the 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to go ahead and back tack 3. And then forward and cut my thread. And I'm going to pull that off the machine. And let me show you guys what we're going to do from there. Chloe says she's working every day except for Christmas. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to flip the camera over for just a second so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a lot of that flipping back and forth today, I think. Oh, there we go. All right, so now we are at the corner. You guys can kind of see, again, sorry for the coloring, but you can kind of see that it's hard to tell, but here's the edge, and here's where I stopped sewing, so there's a 1/4 of an inch there. Okay, so now in order to get a mitered corner on this, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece here, and I'm going to flip it up like this, so that I get a nice straight angle here. I want a nice straight angle, and I want to make sure that this edge of the quilt lines up with the edge of my fabric piece here.
That's
So I got that nice
Yeah.
triangle piece there, and then this piece is going to come back down, and this fold that's up top here is going to match up with the edge of the fabric there along the edge here. Sometimes it takes a little bit of finessing a little bit. The other way you can make sure that you're doing it correctly is that fold that you have will also line up with the edge there as well. So sometimes it takes a little finessing.
Okay.
If you're going to be doing something like me, I recommend using a binding clip to just kind of clip it in place until you can get it over to the machine, or a pin would work as well. And now what we're going to do is when we put it back on the machine, we're going to start a 1/4 of an inch from the top. Okay, and ideally what will happen is we're going to catch the fabric just below that fold, ideally. Sometimes you catch it a thread or two, and that's okay. But we're going to go a 1/4 of an inch down from our presser foot, and that's where we're going to start sewing another 1/4 of an inch again. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over to my machine. Let me flip that camera again. All right, and we're going to get it back underneath the machine, that 1/4 inch. I'm going to take this clip out because that's going to be in my way. We're going to do the same as we did before. We're going to put our needle down. We're going to go forward 3, back 3, and then start sewing again. And we're going to sew all the way down to the next corner. My machine does 3. You really don't need to do 3. You could do 2. You could do 1. It doesn't matter. But you just want to make sure that you back tack.
You stop at 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
She's got to go slow.
Yeah, I got mine on jackrabbit.
All right. There we go. And now we're off to the races once again.
This is the only color that throws me.
Linda wants to know why a 1/4 inch. Never seen that before. Does it make a better miter corner? Linda, all of these are just tricks that I have learned, that I have found to be easier. They may or may not be the correct or the right way to do them. But this is what I have found works really well. And with the 1/4 inch, kind of what happens is you have that little gap in there in the fabric. And so as you're moving things around, it kind of lines itself up pretty nicely. At least in what I have found to work. So I have found that the mitered corner works really, really nice that way. I've seen other people like turn it and then sew up the corner. I've seen that happen before too. I've never seen anybody sew all the way to the edge before. I've never even tried it, so I don't know if it works. This is just how I learned how to do it. Maybe it's the wrong way. I don't know. But I have not had any problems with the mitering looking really nice with the extra 1/4 inch there. So that's why I do it. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and sew all the way down. We're going to make sure that we're keeping that 1/4 inch seam as best we can. My long arm went ahead and trimmed the quilts for us. She does a fantastic job of trimming them up for us, giving us a nice straight edge to work on. She does a fantastic job. She has been quilting for over 40 years, so she definitely has the experience. And I kind of rely on that a little bit from her, because I don't have that kind of experience.
I got it. I got a hand on that.
Okay.
Yes, Chloe, having the quilt trimmed really does save a lot of steps. It definitely does. If you're doing this at home and you're long arming it, make sure that you go ahead and trim it up before you do your binding. That will make things much easier for you. Now this is a machine binding. I know there's a hand stitched binding as well. I don't hand sew, so.
I don't know.
What's wrong?
No, I don't know if I can hand sew that much.
No, I don't think I could either, but I know that there are quite a few of our subscribers that do hand sew, and I have the utmost of respect for them because I couldn't do it.
It would take me long. I mean, I could, I think, but it would take me a very long time. You might have it in 5 years.
That's true, Mom. She says I could probably hand sew, but then you probably wouldn't get the quilt back for 5 years.
You probably also have part of my shirt and some pants and maybe a couch pillow and
and lots of blood. Lots of spots of blood where the needle went through your finger.
I don't think this side of this quilt's ever going to end.
Sometimes it feels that way, doesn't it, Mom?
Well, because I'm on the other long side, and I started on the long side, but I started in the middle of the long side.
Right, so you didn't do the whole thing.
So I didn't do the whole thing. So
right.
I'm here going, well, is this ever going to end?
All right. Mama Joyce is using her machine once again. Her machine is back and fixed and it's working like new. It's all nice and clean.
Yes, it is.
It's got a brand new needle. She'll never use upholstery fabric on it again. She's learned her lesson.
Absolutely not.
And we were talking to the people at the shop, and they told her to bring in her, 1940s, right, Mom? 1940s singer?
1950s, honey.
1950s singer. They told her to bring it in, and they would put a new power cord on it for her.
Yes, they did.
All right, so I'm at my corner again, so I'm going to go ahead and back tack my 1/4 of an inch. All right, I'm going to spin my quilt around.
Not yet.
And I'm going to go ahead and flip it up like this. Lay it out. And then roll it back down. So that corner stays, so that piece stays nice and lined up with my corner. And I'm going to put it back on my machine. 1/4 of an inch away. Drop my needle.
The corners.
Yeah. And then off I am to go again.
Sewed, it doesn't seem as hard, but when it's loose, you almost can't get it.
All right, there we go.
Skin by skin.
There's a lot of straight stitch sewing when it comes to the binding. So unfortunately, I am losing a little bit on chat here.
It's gone through all the dry skin.
Linda's commenting on Lucas. Looks like he's getting a little lucky with the slots machines today. Has everyone finished their Christmas shopping? Or Christmas making? Because I know a lot of people make their gifts. The gifts that I needed to make for Christmas are already made. You guys saw them already. I showed them to you earlier in the channel, like last weekend or the weekend before. They're already made. They're already boxed up and wrapped up and ready to go. I hope that the people that are receiving them will enjoy them and appreciate them. I'm sure they will. So originally, Mama Joyce was going to be joining, just Mama Joyce was going to join me, and we were going to work on her Halloween project that she had started with us a few weeks back. Well, gosh, it's been a couple months now.
I was going to say, it's been a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple months back. We were going to work on that because I had a bunch of other projects that I needed to finish up as well. But then the long arm called and said, hey, by the way, I've got your quilts done. did you want to come pick them up? And I'm like, well, geez, we should get Cheryl on and see if we can get these things done. Maybe she can take them home as a Christmas gift. Because I don't know if you guys remember this, but Mama Joyce is making that. Mama Joyce and Cheryl are making that quilt over there, the Moonlit Tree of Life, Moonlit colorway for Cheryl. It is a gift for Cheryl. It is her Christmas gift from Mama Joyce. She's had to work for it. It wasn't free. But it's her Christmas gift from Mama Joyce, and it matches her brand new living room furniture.
Well, it's not brand new anymore.
Well, it's still newish. It's still the same year, right?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Well, no, because you got it Thanksgiving last year, right? So it's just over a year old.
It's still all good, and once all the Christmas crap is out of my living room, I'm excited to add this into my furniture now.
It'd be like having new furniture all over again.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the Christmas season is so short this year because, Thanksgiving was so late in the month. I don't know if that's it or what it is, but it seems like I'm having a really hard time getting into the Christmas spirit this year. Like, not that, people are bothering me any more than normal or anything like that. I just can't seem to get into it. Like, Mr. Wizard and I barely decorated. Like, this Christmas tree, this is it for our Christmas decorations. Like, we didn't even do outside lights. We did nothing because December just came upon us quickly, and we just didn't have a whole lot of time to do much of anything. Does anybody else feel like that is happening with them this year? Like, do they feel that as well, or is it just me?
No, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, Dee, you know me. I have a Hallmark store downstairs of Christmas stuff.
And I mean, it was only like a week different. Like, Thanksgiving was only a week later than it normally is, but it just seems like, for gosh sakes, it was like it just took everything out of us this year.
I was hoping last weekend to see the
Christmas show.
Yeah, his Christmas show. I was hoping that would pull me out of my funk. It did not. I enjoyed the company of you two ladies, and I enjoyed the show, but I still do not find it being very Christmassy.
No, and part of me wants to say that it's the lack of snow, because we're here in the upper Midwest, and we want a white Christmas. Like, that is always the goal every year, and it's very rare that we ever actually have a white Christmas. But we would like one, so maybe that's it. It's been cold, but there really hasn't been any snow. So I was thinking maybe that was it, but that's not out of the norm for us. Like, it doesn't usually snow until January, February. So
Right. We got a little bit of snow this week, but it just annoyed me. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is.
Katie says she put a Christmas quilt on the sofa and she put one on her design wall, but that's it for her decorations. Yeah, I'm with you, Katie.
100%. I just can't find it this year. Yep. The tree went up. It's not where I like it, so I'm mad at my husband. Couple decorations went up.
You're right, Mom. These edges, these sides are really long. Like, I feel like mine is just taking forever. It is taking forever to get there. I am almost at my next corner. Quarter of an inch. Alright, back tack it. Alright, then pull it off the machine and slide it.
Candy?
No.
No candy?
I had one a little bit ago and I didn't care for it.
Mama Joyce stashes candy in her sewing room, and my nephew, her grandson, my nephew, has figured out that is the candy room.
Yes, he has.
Yes. Linda Dent says, Mary!
No, Mary, Mary, Mary.
Yum.
Hydrate.
Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, I'm so excited because hopefully here soon, either tonight or tomorrow, I will have a new chair for my sewing room. I'm so excited. It's just a regular office chair, nothing fancy. It's a big and tall is the type of chair. It's so that it has a nice wide bottom on it because I have a wide bottom and I need a wide bottom to sit in. And I'm excited because it will have padding on the chair. Like this chair is a mesh chair. It does not have any padding on the bottom or the back. And that's why I have this pad. I don't know if you guys have seen me struggle with it before, but I have an extra pad that sits underneath the chair and it slides all over the chair all the time. So I'm constantly moving it. So I'm really excited for my new chair. All right, so I'm at my corner again. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it up and then roll it down so that the edges line up. And then get that underneath my machine again, 1/4 of an inch away. I don't know why my voice just cracked there. Did you guys hear that? I don't know why I did that. That was weird.
It's all the Mary.
Yep, I think so. I think so. It's the tequila is cleaning out all the bacteria or something. I'm not sure. But all right, now we're going to go ahead and grab my purple thing because my presser foot's a little bit on an angle, so I'm just going to put my purple thing back here to hold it. That way it sews it nice and straight for me.
Fine.
There we go. All right, we are off to the races once more.
In my middle. I'm going to stop right about here, I think.
Linda is currently spamming the chat with the drink command.
Oh, drink.
Because somebody said Mary.
Down here.
I think that's what she said. Okay.
All right.
Drink.
I need a holder right here for this thing. I gotta figure something out because it's either that or it sits in my mouth.
What?
My purple thing. I need to get a. I've seen it before.
What did you put in your mouth?
The purple thing.
No, you said tits in my mouth.
Cheryl heard tits in your mouth.
No. Please, YouTube, don't block us. No, that is not what I said. But I need to find I've seen it before where people have taped a straw to the side, a piece of a straw to the side of their machine to hold some of their tools in. I think I'm going to do that.
I got lots of big ones. Straws.
I'm glad you specified.
How many tools do you need for what?
I need a girl.
Straw?
I just need my purple thing closer to me.
Oh, say hello.
Hi, baby.
Yes.
There's
Say hello.
Bubbles. Hi, Bubbles.
Say hello. Can you say
So
yes?
sweet.
I
I got to see her earlier today. She was barking at me and growling. It was so cute.
Yes. Can I finish?
She was having an argument with a sock.
Yes, she was. She was having an argument with the other dogs that they couldn't have the sock that she had.
And she was very vocal.
Yes. It was very
And very
adorable.
funny.
It's very cute. Very cute.
We're getting close.
All right, we are moving right along here. I am hopeful. I'm hoping that I have enough fabric on my binding because my piece of binding fabric that I was given wasn't really cut very well. It wasn't cut straight, so I actually ended up having to pull some of the extra backing fabric I had to put on my binding. So I'm just hoping that I have enough, which I think I do. But I guess we'll find out. The good news is I have plenty of extra fabric if I need to add more to it, thank goodness. But it's not really something I wanted to do on camera.
My allergies have been so bad. I don't know if it's because it's so dry.
I think because it's gotten warm, cold, and warm, and cold, and warm.
Oh gosh, the weather can't make up its darn mind.
Yes. This is very true.
I'm still taking allergy meds because my eyes are unbelievably on fire.
See, I have to take allergy meds year round anymore, but I have to take extra ones during spring and fall.
It's just been, I mean, at work it's very dry. I mean, I work in a manufacturing plant, so it is drier.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I am just like all day at work.
Well, that was an attractive sound.
Right?
Okay.
Hurry up and get caught up to us.
Right? Like, my goodness, you guys have a bigger quilt. And, well, I did take time to explain what we were doing, so you guys started before me. But, yeah, I'll catch up here in just a second. I'm just about done. I'm approaching my last corner, so I'll be there in just a second.
Okay. I'll be clipping threads.
We could clip threads until we're blue in the face and make another quilt with all the threads. I know.
Well, don't worry about any of the ones that are going to be tucked in. We can clip those later. You don't worry about clipping them until after you're done. But, yeah. I understand. Well, you have your thread cutter on your machine, but you don't use it, right?
I don't know how.
You push the button. That's how.
Okay, do you have to make it sound so easy?
Because it is easy. You push the button. It does all the work for you. It's crazy.
But then I don't get the joy of sliding my hand through the holes on the scissors.
That's true. This is true. And the joy of clipping all of the threads.
That's right.
But then you waste all the thread because it's longer than what the machine clipped. All right, last corner.
Good thing, because you're starting not to make any sense.
Oh my gosh, I am going to have enough, thank goodness. I was really worried there for a second. Okay. All right. Flip this one up now. And then back down.
So we're all among friends here. So I have got super dry skin. And I know one of your daughters struggles with very, very dry skin.
Taylor, yeah.
The amount of lotion I put on, I should be clogging my drains with the showers because there's so much lotion. I don't know if I read it somewhere. I think I must have read it somewhere. My shins get super dry and I scratch them until they're raw. I started using Head and Shoulders on my skin.
Huh.
Amazing how much it helps.
Yeah.
I know it sounds strange. I still have to use lotion, but I am not itching and scratching as much with the dry skin.
Interesting. And that kind of makes sense because you use the Head and Shoulders for an itchy, dry scalp. So, I mean, it's all skin.
Right.
So that actually, I mean, it's like one of those, like, duh moments. Like, why didn't I ever think of that? But that's a good tip.
Exactly. Now, my husband, there's a bottle in the shower, and I'm like, I was, standing there in a zone in the shower one morning, and went, I wonder if that'll help. Why not? I've been using it for about 2 weeks. Amazing.
Huh. Well, that is definitely something we'll have to give a go and try out. Hi, Terry. Yep. Welcome to the channel.
It doesn't moisturize, but it helps with the dry itch. Flaky and the itch.
With the itch, yeah, for sure. That's a good call. So we're back to our first side again. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew this last piece. We're not going to sew all the way up to the one that we started with. We're going to leave ourselves, about 1.5 hands of space. I don't know why I use 1.5 hands. I just do. 6 to 8 inches is probably more than enough. I use my hand to measure a lot of things. So my hand is about 8 inches or about 6 inches from tip of my finger to my palm. So 1.5 hands is about 8 inches for me. So you guys use 6 to 8 inches is probably good. And then I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be doing with that. She says, forgot you were going live. Hi, I will be sitting a few minutes. Be right back. No problem. No worries.
Linda said Mary. Drink.
Oh, Linda said Mary. I heard you. All right. Thank you for that, Linda. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right. So let me just go ahead and catch up here.
So I don't know if you told everybody last week we went to go see one of our ETA favorites.
Yes, on our Sunday morning live stream, I mentioned that we had had a concert the evening before, so I was a little sleepy.
Yeah, it was just cruddy weather, raining, and just not lovely weather, but we had a good time, and he is one of our favorites, and I think his shows are just so full of energy. You don't have to like Elvis to actually see him, because he is so full of energy.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, he was a Christmas special, so, I mean, he did do some Elvis songs, some traditional Elvis songs, but he did a lot of Christmas songs as well, and Elvis has a Christmas album, so, of course, the ETA, he sounds, I mean, his voice he sounds almost identical to Elvis, so, I mean, it was like listening to an Elvis Christmas album. It was wonderful.
Yep. He was amazing. That last weekend was the 4th time we've seen him, and the 2nd time with a solo concert. So yeah, we really enjoy his music, and 2 days after that, I bought us tickets to go see him again next year.
We're going to go see him again next Christmas, so that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we have gone ahead, and we are about 8 inches from each of our pieces here. So we've got some really nice overlap. So now we're going to show you how to go ahead and connect these 2 pieces up together and close up this little gap. So do you want me to wait for Mom, or did she already do it?
No, she was waiting for you, so maybe give us a couple seconds here until she runs in with the doggies.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the fabric on the end here, and we're going to use that as a marking tool for ourselves. So I'm just going to snip off just a little piece on the end. I'm going to grab my scissors.
Hi to So Terry. She forgot you were going live. She'll be right back.
We're just going to cut off. Let me flip cameras.
Hi, Terry.
All right, so we're just going to cut. Move this over. We're just going to cut a little 2-inch piece off the back end. It doesn't have to be exact, just something, but we do want to make sure that it's kind of a straight cut, because we're going to be using this as a measuring tool. So I'm just going to cut off this little piece here. We're going to use that as a measurement. And then as soon as Mom comes back, I'm going to show you exactly how to use that measurement.
She's back.
Speak of the devil. I mean, hi, Mom.
Hi, honey.
All right. So right now I've got our 2 pieces right here. We've got this one here, and we've got this one here. We're going to refer to this one here as the top. This is the really long piece, and we're going to refer to this one, that's the shorter piece that we started with, as the bottom. What did I do with my hair? Oh. And then we also have our little 2-inch piece that we're going to be using as our ruler.
She really likes the presser foot.
So Pebbles took the presser foot and ran with it. Like, detached it from the sewing machine and then went down the hall.
The pedal, not the presser foot, the pedal.
The pedal.
The pedal.
The pedal.
She took the pedal.
It is now on the table.
Too funny. Too funny. All right. So we've got our little... So go ahead and take your little folded piece here.
Yeah?
Do you have your folded piece?
Yes. Am I putting him next to the top or the bottom?
All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay these pieces out flat, one on top of the other.
Yeah. Okay. What you got now?
We're going to open up our little piece here, our folded piece.
Out.
Mom's got all kinds of trouble.
We're going to do what?
Then lay down.
Open up your little cut piece.
Come in and lay down.
Normally our little cut piece would lie the same way as our fabric with our fold towards the center, like this, but we're going to turn it a quarter of a turn so that the fold is running up perpendicular to the edge. So it's going to be like this. I'm not exactly sure how to explain that, but hopefully I did it that way. We're going to sandwich this piece in between the top and the bottom of our binding. So you can kind of see it there.
I'm confused. Did I do that right?
So lay the bottom piece down.
Yeah.
Put your cut piece so that the fold is
the opposite of the fold.
Yeah, up and down instead of side to side instead of up and down.
Raw edges in or out?
Raw edges. No, you want to open it.
Okay.
Open it. So the fold is now running down the center of the piece.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to turn it a half a turn or a quarter turn so that it's now running the opposite. The fold is running opposite of what the bottom piece is. Does that make any sense?
But it's not folded anymore. So it's just a crease.
Right. Exactly. So now the crease runs this way. Okay.
And I'm lining the crease up with the end of that fabric.
Not at the end, just somewhere in the middle between these two cuts, these two pieces.
I'm sorry.
So here, I've got a sewing edge here.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Am I sewing this little bitty piece of anywhere?
No, we're using that as a cutting tool.
Okay. That's what was confusing me.
Okay.
So I'm using it as a cutting tool.
Right. So you're going to center it in the middle of the two stitching pieces, the two stitches that you have. So you have one on this side, one on this side.
Right.
It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, just somewhere in the center.
So wouldn't the center just be in between them? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But I gotta lay this one down, right?
Lay the bottom one down.
And then find the center?
Then lay this piece in the center of the two stitching pieces.
So look at
where the stitches are?
You're laying both of them down? Both bindings down?
I've got one binding right here. So I've got my top binding set to the side for right now.
Okay.
Okay, I've got my bottom binding piece laid out, and it's about as long, because this is where I stopped sewing, right here. So it's about as long as it, but that's fine. We're not worried about that right now. This is where I started sewing. This is where I stopped sewing. Okay. This is this piece lays this way, kind of in the center. It doesn't have to be exact. Then we're going to take the top piece and we're going to lay it on top of.
Is it on top? Okay. Are you laying yours on top of your bottom piece?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where we were confused. Okay. I didn't understand what
her pieces are a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So just lay it somewhere
in the center. Right. Lay this down, and somewhere in the center between the stitching. Right. Not between the top and bottom layer.
Sorry, repeat that one more time. I was reading chat.
Okay. Instead of in the center of the pieces of fabric, I'm laying it, trying to center it between my stitching.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, there's that.
So, bottom binding piece down. Then your cut piece.
Okay.
Then your top piece on top.
Right?
Doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in the center or not, as long as it's
there,
lined up.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, Mom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have, basically, you've got like a little sandwich going here. You've got your bottom piece of binding, you've got your cutting tool, and then you've got your top piece.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now this is where things are going to get tricky, so we got to be really careful. When
It was tricky before this, so.
we're going to be cutting our pieces of fabric. We're going to start with our top piece. We're going to cut our top piece on the, along the edge of our cutting tool, closest to the edge of your fabric, not closest to where you stopped sewing.
So you cut it at the bottom of the cutting tool.
Correct. Yes.
Like here?
Yeah.
So go ahead and give that a cut and say a prayer.
That was my long tail.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now, keeping pieces exactly where they are, we're going to take our scissors and we're going to go underneath that top piece to the bottom piece, and we're just going to give ourselves a little snip on the bottom piece to mark where we actually need to cut it. So I'm just going to snip the bottom piece. So I've cut this one here. Here, Mom, look. I've cut this one here. This was my top piece. My bottom piece I'm going to cut on this side. Over here.
Oh, on the other side.
On the other side. And I'm just going to make a little snip because it's hard for me to cut underneath it. So I'm just going to make a snip for now, so I'm marking it.
Why is this so friggin' hard?
Got it?
I think this isn't completely.
I don't think I have anything to snip on the other side.
Yeah, you do.
No, we don't. You can say yeah all you want. No, we don't.
Ideally, you want the top and bottom pieces to overlap by 2.5 inches.
Yep, we got
Yep, that's what it does.
Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting my piece because I didn't cut mine all the way through.
So get rid of that little piece of scrap. We don't need that anymore.
Right. So
now
now
I
you
sew it up.
yes, you don't need that little piece or any of the other pieces. Terry says, yay, you got it.
Use chalk.
All right. Now, we're going to open up these two pieces.
Wait a minute, I
What?
thought you said I could sew it.
In just a second.
Open it up to where?
Open up the two pieces. Like this. So they're open now?
And I'm nesting them?
No.
What?
Watch.
Okay. Okay, I'm watching.
I have to fold the quilt so that the two pieces are close together because we're going to be sewing them together. We're going to do right sides together on an angle. Remember, I showed you this when we were in the room before.
We didn't understand that part. We were hoping we'd understand it on camera.
Okay. Top piece, bottom piece. Open them up.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
I just want to make sure I'm doing this right here. Hang on. Gotta make sure I'm lining these pieces up correctly. So right sides together. And you're going to turn one of them 1/4 of a turn so that the corners are matching.
So what corners are matching? I got my corners matching already.
No, you gotta turn one.
Huh?
So, watch again. Watch again. We'll try and get it under the camera. We've got two pieces here. Right sides together so the folds in the center are matching. Right? And you're going to take this bottom piece and the top piece and you're going to turn it 1/4 of a turn. So now you've got an L. So that the side of one piece, the bottom piece, is matching up with the top of the top piece. Yes, Nancy, make sure they are not twisted. That's why we hold them straight as much as we can. Yes, I've had that happen to me before. That's why you never cut until after you check.
Like that?
I think so.
Now I'm
Let
gonna
me see. Oh,
I'm gonna take a pin and I'm gonna hold these pieces together because I've got a long way to my machine. I'm gonna take a couple pins and put some pins in here to hold the pieces together. But we're gonna be sewing opposite of what our brain is telling us to do. Our brain is currently telling us to start in this corner here and sew down. We don't want to do that. We want to sew from this inside corner to the outside corner. I know, they're all looking at me like I got two heads. Right sides are together. Okay. I've got, this was my bottom piece. My bottom
where's
side.
your fold?
It's in the center.
Okay, now flip that little piece in your hand. Flip it so I can see the other side.
That fold is going this way.
No, flip. Just flip it. Thank you. So that one is going this way and the other one is going this way.
This is the tricky part of binding.
Stupid.
It's stupid. I wish I could be there to help them.
And then, okay, so, okay.
So how, now my folds are going opposite ways. I have one going left to right and one going up and down.
Yes, that is correct. That is exactly what you want. You want them to crisscross.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to sew from the top left to the bottom right.
Okay.
Okay.
Go slow.
Let me turn the rabbit on. Do you want me to knot it?
Yes. Go ahead and knot it.
Diagonal.
It's a little bit tricky to do this because you got to kind of fold everything up on top of each other in order to get it to go into the machine.
Harry said diagonal. That helps. That word helps. In my head.
Yes, diagonal.
That's long.
Still very confusing. It makes no sense to me. I don't know what it's going to turn out to do.
Oh. All right. For those of you paying attention, yes, Lucas, you're going to have to do this as well. You can now see my piece here. This was my top. This is my bottom. We lined them up together, and then I sewed on the diagonal, and you can kind of see the sewing line there. From that side to that side. And what happens now is when I open the quilt back up flat, and I pull, it all becomes one piece. So I'll show you once again. So they're on an L. Got this piece here and that piece there. We sewed on the diagonal. And then when we open our quilt back up, it should go straight. Did you twist it?
No.
No. We did everything you said. And I sewed it on a diagonal.
Did you
and
sew?
I got this.
Let me see. Bring it up closer to the camera. Lucas says crap. Linda, yes, Linda, do not cut until you check. You 100%, yeah. Let me see what we got here. Oh, Mom, you gotta sew right sides together. It's okay, we can wait.
I thought I had them right.
But then there was the whole make it L. And the make it L.
I did try to show them this off camera earlier today, but it's tricky. The very first time you do it, it's kind of confusing, and it took me 5-6 times before I got it right the first time. It's a small seam, so rip no worries.
Next time you're doing it.
If we don't get it, you're going to have to hop in your little chariot and...
I might have to head over there.
How did I do?
Now mine is a little, I've got a little extra wiggle room here. It looks like I didn't measure quite right, but that's all right because I'm not going to worry about it. But mine will go ahead and line up just fine. And you can see there's a little bit of a bulk here on mine, but that's okay. We're just going to fold it over and be done. But that's what it looks like. So let's let them catch up. It's hard, Mama. Nancy says, it's hard, Mama. It is. It's tricky. It's really tricky. Like your brain just, it takes a lot to get your brain to wrap around it. But I promise you, once you get it the first time, then it's like, oh, this makes so much sense. Like it's not as hard as I've made it, basically.
See my brain saying
Yeah, I don't see my brain saying that either. You know, it's really hard to teach old dogs new tricks. And
No, Mom. There are a lot of people on this live stream and in this chat that are much older than you, and they have managed to figure it out. So I'm certain that you can do it.
Okay, start again.
Linda says, if you get used to it, I cut mine on an angle when I cut my binding strips, and then the angle is always there.
Right sides together.
So make sure that there's enough, that this, don't sew it too short.
Huh?
Well, you just sew corner to corner, and then there shouldn't be an issue, because that's why we did the measuring, is so that we made sure that it measured
I
correctly.
don't have an L yet. I gotta make the L.
Mom, fold your quilt. It makes it easier if you fold it. The pieces are closer together. There you go.
Right sides together, make a L.
Right sides together, make the L.
Make sure I didn't, did I twist it?
Well, that's why if you want to just lay it out first.
Well, I'm trying.
I know.
Okay.
It's always tricky.
Right sides together,
Right sides together.
and then make an L.
And then twist the top piece a quarter turn,
Correct.
right?
Mm-hmm. Quarter turn down.
Ooh.
Quarter turn down. So towards you as opposed to away from you.
And then the other piece will be-
So then it's like this.
Now put a pin running down the diagonal of that where you think you need to sew. Well, I can't see that far, unfortunately, so I can't tell you for certain, but it looks like it could be right.
So grab the damn iPad and bring it over here.
Oh boy, here we go, friends. We're going to go on a ride.
Whee!
No,
I hope I don't make anybody dizzy.
That's too complicated.
It is not. Just do it. There you
Oh
go.
boy, here we go.
Unplug it. It's cordless.
We're
Charged.
going for a ride here, folks. Just hang on.
Just hold on a minute, peoples.
We're going to make people all kinds of dizzy now. Hi, Mom.
Hi. Oh,
Cheryl's got to go down a little bit more. Because I can't see.
Can you see?
Yes, now I can.
okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I dropped it all.
We're going to flip screens here for a second. Make it bigger.
Okay.
Hold, please.
There's.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. I
Two
got
pieces.
this. Right. Right sides together.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Right sides together.
Yes.
Now I want to make an L.
Correct.
Do I go this way to make the L? Or do I go this way to make the L?
That way.
This way. And I'm going to sew diagonal.
Wait, let me see your hands. Put a pin down the center where you would normally think you're going to sew. Put a pin where the diagonal line is that you think you're going to sew at. Maybe a couple. Maybe a couple to make sure it holds.
Okay. Okay.
Now open the quilt up and go straight with it and see if it lays the way you want it to. It's going to be a little bulky.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Okay.
So now sew where the lines are.
Got it. Can you put it back?
We're going for another ride, folks. Hang on. It was either that. Mom is 3/4 of a mile from me, so if it really came down to it, I was going to get in the car and drive over there. Because it's not that far, and I could leave everything running here and make it over there in a minute. So it would be fine.
Now what happened?
You're fine.
You're fine. You're just a little low.
Shit. Now what happened?
Oh, she just dropped the call. They disconnected the call. They got to call back. Hang on. Too funny. They'll pop back on in just a minute. But yes, Lucas, this is something you'll get to look forward to. It's not hard. It's really not. It's hard for me to try and explain it over a camera because I'm not good at that. So there you are. Now you just got to turn your camera back on. Joyce says, my fault. Hold, please.
It was actually me. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You guys are fine.
Fumble fingers, touching buttons I shouldn't have touched, and then I touched more buttons.
Terry says, I stepped away and you made your family disappear. Well, they weren't listening, so I turned them off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And now I figured out why my chat doesn't match up with everybody else's, because for some reason I didn't have my live chat on. I had it on top chat for some reason. Will Tony's machine be good for it? It doesn't like bulk. Lucas, it should be fine. It should be fine.
Yeah, it's not bulky like denim bulky.
No, and it's not, and it's still pretty thin. It should be fine. We're just waiting for them to sew up this corner, and then I'll show you guys the last of what we need to do in order to put this together.
That was probably the hardest.
That is the hardest part. Once we're done with that part of it, the rest of it's really easy.
Sorry, guys.
There you go, Terry. Lucas, you could always learn how to hand sew. There you go. Everybody, be merry.
Be merry. Cheers.
Lucas says, Terry, you are really funny. I'm guessing that's a no.
Those long winter nights, you could just sit there in your camp chair and keep yourself while you're hand sewing.
His camp chair. He does have a couch now.
I heard. I was trying to be amusing.
And he does have a kitchen table and a chair now, too.
Stop!
I'm trying to get the bulk. So
I know, but you keep pulling the bulk and it's... not where I needed to be to sew it.
I'm not touching nothing now.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
I'm not touching nothing. I got touching.
I didn't say which.
What are we doing, Mom? Are you almost done?
No.
This is the longest
Put your
and hardest
panties
part.
on and be merry, would you?
It's the longest and hardest part, I promise you people. It once you get it together, it's pretty good.
Do you remember last
for the
weekend
love
when
of
we
God.
were driving and she didn't have her glasses on and she was telling you that the cars were too close?
Yes.
Stop. We're not going to go there, Cheryl.
All the way to go pick up dinner, I had a passenger that was the passenger driver. And I was at least an eighth of a mile, if not further, away from the cars. And she's hands on the dashboard telling me to stop.
Yeah, I know that feeling very well. She was having a full-on panic attack because she thought I was going to hit a cop in a different lane. Hi, Rita. Welcome back. She says, I'm just lurking and laughing. You are all so funny. Oh, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Terry says, the last 2 inches, you can do it.
We got a glob of threading going
Sure,
on.
I can.
There's more thread here than Lordy.
How we doing, Mom?
She asked me that one more time. I'm shutting her off.
You can see if you had gotten in your little pumpkin carriage, you could have had this zip done and back over there.
My pumpkin carriage. Nancy says, Mom, you got this.
Oh, thank you.
She does. She's got it. She's just overthinking it. Oh no.
With the gloved hand too. She was a little fake. I think we sewed it into the machine now.
Oh boy.
I see what I've done now.
We've sewed it into the machine.
Crystal Dragon Rita from House of Creation says, I learned one thing, never have 4 live YouTubes running at the same time. Oh boy, that would be hard to manage, all 4 of them.
Did I? Bunch of muffins.
There you go, Mom. Rita says, I tried those gloves and sewed it to the machine, said no more gloves. Do we get it?
No, we still have the same weird floppy thing.
Well, you're still going to have bulk.
This is more than bulk.
I think I'm going to have to go over there.
It's a flurp. It's not even a flap. It's a flurp.
Do y'all want me to come over?
Please.
Okay. All right. So here's what's going to happen, friends. I'm going to take a road trip. So I'll be right back, but I'm going to be over there in just a minute. And then I have to come back over here to finish. So this is going to be fun.
You can finish at my house.
No, I can't. There's only one machine there. All right, friends.
Right, you
We
should
will be
use
right
it.
back.
We'll see you in a minute.
So you two start entertaining, and I will head over there right now. This is going to be fun.
We don't understand the flurp.
All right,
No,
we'll be right back.
I really don't.
It doesn't make any sense, folks. I don't. We did right sides together. We made an L. She sewed it on the diagonal. And we've got these 2 elephant ears. Yeah, I mean,
And we're not drinking today.
no.
We're both drinking water. So how can we be so dyslexic?
Mom, make sure the garage is open for me when I get there.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a flurp.
Here, you play with the divorce lawyer.
I'll play with the divorce lawyer. You go unlock the door.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all can see this, but I will show you the flurp. See, it's got points, and it's too short, and it doesn't line up. We don't understand. It's a flurp. It's not a square or anything. So I think maybe the chosen words didn't make sense. I don't know. But my dyslexic brain shut off. And
hey, it worked when I had it pinned.
It did, but then all of a sudden the sewing machine goes to it, and then it goes
kablooey.
It makes no sense.
I think it's all the brain's fault. Here, let me finish.
There's a lot of thread in that corner.
I know.
There's a lot of thread in that corner.
I have no idea what happened in this corner. Other than the fact the machine wouldn't move.
It just kept sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing.
Yep. So, ladies, did you all finish your cotton cuts quilt? Are we the slow pokes here?
Some better, Terry can still make a fist or lift anything up. On the quilting road, here we go. Yes, Crystal, she literally is, what is it, quarter mile, if that?
Oh, it's 3/4 of a mile.
3/4 of a mile. She will be out the door in her car and here before we can even.
And I'm gonna guess she's gonna be here faster this time around than when she calls and says, "On my way." It usually takes her a good 10 minutes before she gets here because she stops to do something else. But my guess is she's gonna be here lickety split. What do you think, Cheryl?
I agree. Now, Crystal says it looks like there's too much fabric on one side and not enough on the other.
Oh, well, that's no good. Anything is possible at this point, I'm sure.
Yes, Terry. Dani is on her way over to us because we massively
We can't figure this out.
Cannot figure it out. Oh no, Lorraine, they sent you the wrong border fabric.
Oh no. They're really good at correcting their errors, though. If you give them a call or send them a text or an email, they really are good at getting right back to you. I had one I had to get another piece for because I was missing a piece.
We have no idea. Every time we try and put this together, like I said, it looks like a flurp. Not a flap, not a...
I'm not quite sure what a flarp is, but I'll go with it.
Oh, Terry, thank you. I'm glad we're not the only ones.
What she
says, I've done what you did, and I'm trying to put it into words. Glad Dani's coming over.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't figure it out. And I am very dyslexic, so this is beyond my brain's comprehension.
I don't think I'm dyslexic except for when you want me to do something backwards and upside down. Then I get a little flustered.
Terry just showed it on her channel. We'll have to look back on that.
Yeah. I'm thinking it would be easier to see if it was different color fabrics on Danita's side. You know what I mean? If it was just, if she had a black fabric and a white fabric or something on that order so that we could see. But I'm not quite sure that would help either. All right.
There's not very much material left if we keep seeing her.
Well, that's why I think she's come on her way. Let me go check, make sure I got both doors open. Because, we lock up like Fort Knox.
Yeah, we're trying.
She's here.
She's already here. She's already pulled in. So, just a few minutes and she's... I'm telling you ladies are miracle workers because this is something that is beyond every stitch on this quilt is, you know, an experience for both Joyce and I, and even the errors make it that much more special. And ta-da!
As if by magic,
She's
I'm on the
here.
other side. Anyone that's joining right now is probably thoroughly confused. Like, wait a minute.
So Terry
see.
says she just had this happen, and she did this on her channel. She's got this on her channel. But
Here, you want a glove, please? Here.
Okay. You want a glove?
You got it. Here. No, I don't need to take the damn glove, would you? Don't need to. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it again. Guys, she's not here to say hello to you. She's not here to say
Crystal, I'm going to be coming up with a quilt where the quilted part is glow in the dark.
Well, that sounds like
that would
fun.
look amazing under UV light. That sounds awesome.
She say glow in the dark thread?
Thread.
Yeah, wow. That's gonna be fun. So, okay, so you have it correct. I was just checking your. Yeah, okay. It's really dark in here. Okay. So they're both lined up right now. Okay. We're gonna do right sides together. That's what I did. Okay, and then you're gonna turn this one this way and that one this way. And
So that's what I did wrong
sew.
because I turned the top one, you turned the bottom one.
Okay. And you're gonna sew from here to here. Go right ahead. Go right ahead, she said.
See, the wizard is here, and she's going to have this all just zip.
She's still sewing diagonal from the same corner.
Yeah, and if you end up with a flarp, like we ended up with a flarp. Terry, she'll be right over to show us, and she'll have a margarita. That would be awesome. No, then why did we ended up with a flarp?
I'm not sure. There you go.
You can see where I sewed.
I can see where you sewed.
I
Yeah.
sewed in the same darn place.
I don't know how you guys ended up with a flirt.
I've made up a new word for that strange thing.
But it is a little bit bulky, so when we put it together, when we pull it,
Yeah.
it's just going to be a little bumpy, and that's fine.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now, for those of you at home, we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim this up by 1/4 of an inch.
Go right ahead.
No, I'm going to,
No.
because I got to go back.
I know.
Finish
Well, you
mine.
can cut right now.
All right, so we're going to cut 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to press it open just with our fingers. We don't need to do anything fancy here. So we're going to go ahead and, I guess I'm going to do it right here.
I mean, I'll sew, and you can go, but you do the cutting.
Okay.
I don't understand what we did. We had such a bad.
I'm not sure either.
I
But
don't know.
we
I
got
gotta
it.
start
Throw
thinking.
from the outer edge to outer edge.
There you go.
Okay, Terry's giving us some good.
Feedback.
Yes,
Awesome.
we sewed from the inside corner.
There we go.
Okay,
All right.
still don't get it, but okay.
It's still a little bulky. I've got some of you guys have got a little bit of bulk here, just because of the way it's working.
Great. Come on.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens when you're when you don't have a really big space and you're trying to line it up and lay it out.
Yes.
You end up with just this little bit of extra, and that happens. That's normal.
We thought we were actually short.
No, you guys are fine.
With the flarp, it looked
in
short.
fact, you actually are a little bit over, and that's okay because you just kind of fold it in as best you can.
Okay.
So when she sews it, she's just gonna kind of get to an edge. So she'll start here. Okay then. She's gonna start here and sewing, and then when she gets to this side here, she's just gonna overlap it just a little bit.
Just overlap a little bit. Okay. That'd be perfect.
Like that. Okay.
Awesomeness.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
All right. Since I'm here,
30 seconds and she whipped off got rid of our flarp.
since I'm here, when we get to the corners, okay, because we're gonna be folding over. Remember, I told you guys this before.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fold over. We're gonna finger press like this and fold over. Okay. When we get to the corners, you're gonna fold. See how it's top here?
Uh-huh.
So you're gonna fold that one first, like this.
She's giving up on water.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
she's got alcohol now, and then that way. So
Okay.
Did I do
basically
it right?
it follows the same. Yeah, your corners are fantastic. And so you're just
I'm
gonna
good at something.
miter them again, just like that.
Okay, but they can be mitered in the machine this time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So we're gonna
we're going to sew, will come from this edge. So we're going to sew down here, and then we're going to fold this down, because that's where we're going to be at, because we're going to be sewing like this. We're going to fold this one down, and that one up like this. And then we're going to sew it along the edge, and then turn it and go down.
Got it.
Yes?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
This time we're not pulling it off the machine, remember?
Yes. Just leaving the needle in and spinning the
Correct.
fabric.
So, Mom,
Got
just so
it.
you know, we do have to finish closing up this edge.
Correct.
Okay. So now yours is just, and I was explaining this to Cheryl, because of our workspaces, it's a little bit hard to kind of get it to lay really flat. So this kind of gave you a little bit of a little bit. So you're going to start here. You're going to overlap this just a little bit. Okay. You're going to go all the way down, and that's going to bunch up a little bit, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then when you get down here, it's just going to fold just ever so slightly, and
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
It's just when you fold it over now,
It's gonna have a little fold there.
it's gonna have a little fold there.
That's
and
fine.
It's, again, not a big deal. So
Okay.
it's fine. So go ahead and close this up so slowly.
You got it on rabbit speed. Speed. Rabbit.
There.
And then she'll be back in a jiffy, and you
back
will
over
see
there.
see her in the green room.
Yeah, so I'll be right back there in just a jiffy. Anyone that is joining the channel right now is so confused.
They can't figure out what's going on.
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dee.
We were all over the place.
Yeah, I gotta go watch a dog. Well, I mean, not a dog, but.
Yeah, you got dogs behind you. Yes, the little fur babies want to go running off. They think they're free. And again, cannot figure out what we did wrong. I still don't see it, but we'll go with it. She fixed it, and we'll go with it. And yes, again, I am eating chocolate because, you know, I don't drink when I come out here. I got an hour drive, and it's too much. I'm eating chocolate. Excuse me. And in just a few minutes, you're right, Katie. Maybe 3 minutes, you will see her pop back on in her
Space.
space.
Thank you, Cheryl, for holding down the fort.
It'll be a quick little switcheroo here. But we were really stuck.
We were confused.
2 times.
Two times, and I was done.
And all we had was a flirt.
Yeah. And it's because I was turning it. I was turning the top one, and when she sat down, she turned the bottom one. And as soon as she did that, I went, well, that's why we had the problem, because I was turning it.
Terry said you get an inside, you get an L-shaped binding when you sew from the inside edge on a diag.
Yeah.
And I guess we were sewing from the outside edge upside down,
Yeah.
sideways.
Yep.
Because we ended up with flarp.
On the other side of the machine.
She was stuck on the other side of the machine. And who just joined us? Somebody just joined us?
Did I? Cool.
I thought I saw somebody from Brett 46. Oh, Brett, if you just joined us, I bet you're really confused where Dani is. She's in her car driving from here to her house.
And it will only take her a matter of a couple of minutes, because her and I live about 3/4 of a mile from each other. She's got to make 2 turns to get home. And if I know her, she's flying at the speed of light.
Well, she has a heavy foot anyways.
Yes, she does. That's why I said she is flying at the speed of light.
In a residential neighborhood.
Yeah, where the speed limit is 25. But I really appreciate that she came over and helped us with this.
Absolutely. You know, I know Joyce is really appreciative of the fact that she is so close, because
Oh,
there's plenty of times
there's
where
many times.
one or the other is needed an assistance. And
Dee, what you doing? Are you busy?
and
I think I broke my foot.
And there's been the, Papa, what are you doing? I got a screw stuck in my downspout.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So there's been many a moment, so I know they appreciate, you never want to say you love living next to your parents, but
We don't live next to each other, which is thankful, because I don't think I'd want to live next to my kids. But, one day we all end up with them anyway at some point. Unless you're really evil and they just...
no, you and I are just going to retire to some beautiful home in Florida with a swimming pool, and something's not sewing. Something's not sewing. Bubbin. I think the bubbin just gave out. Boy, we've just got a whole wazoo of shit that's going on. Stuff going on over here. So sorry for the potty mouth. Didn't she give you a bobbin?
That was the bobbin she gave me. I have a bobbin, I think, already done.
Good Lord. We're really having an issue. You have a daughter 2,000 miles away. And that's...
No, I'm going to have to wind one. I don't have enough gray on that one.
Well, my son still lives at home. So, I am thankful for that. Your younger daughter lives about a half an hour away.
Yeah, she lives about a half hour from here. She lives halfway between me and her in-laws, roughly. So.
And she's halfway between me and here.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not too bad.
I don't remember how to do this damn bottom. Oh, yeah,
There you go. So yeah, Dani should be pulling in any second, running into the house. Well, Susan's daughter, the older one, used to live less than a mile. Now she's a 5-hour drive.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
And as if by magic, I am back in the green room.
Just a twist, and we just ran out of bobbin.
Oh, well, that's fun.
No, really, it's not.
So I'm just chattering away. So sorry, ladies. I'm just chattering away.
That's okay. I actually had to let the dogs out when I came in, so I'm going to have to pop back out here for just a second and let them back in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and trim up this fabric like I was telling you guys. Hi, Marie. Welcome to the channel. I'm sorry for all the chaos there for a minute. I am 3/4 of a mile from Mom and Cheryl, and so they needed a little bit of help. So I hopped in the car and I drove over there to help them. But now I'm back. So we're just going to go ahead and trim up these pieces. We did confirm that our pieces have been sewn up correctly. So we're going to go ahead and trim them up just to get rid of that extra bulk. There we go. Grab these. And then I'm going to finger press these just so they're kind of laying flat. I mean, if you wanted to, you could pull out your iron, but I really don't think it's worth it for this little bitty piece. And then we're going to go ahead and finish sewing it on the machine. My puppies are outside, so I do need to... I can probably finish this up real quick and then run off to get them. Susan says, son is 2 hours away. Youngest daughter lives on the other side of the country.
Is everybody coming in for the holidays? For you?
All right.
Mary.
Hashtag drinker. Splashmashmark. I can't.
What just happened?
Yeah, 2 swallows of a glass unless you chugged that bottle down the hallway.
No, I did not.
Linda says, Mary, thank you very much, Mary. I was a little parched, so I appreciate that. All right, let me finish up this.
All that running.
Yeah, all the running, that's for sure. Let me go ahead and finish this up real quick, and then I got to go hop out and get my puppies, and then we're going to finish up.
I thought you were coming back to finish mine.
No. She's funny. She's really funny.
You can't pull the bobbin up with the thread stuck in the cap.
You can.
You can't. You see where it's in? You gotta get the...
It's already there. It's fine. I got it. Well, then
Let
let
go
go
of
of
it.
it. Well,
What the hell is in my hand?
I don't know. Just stop. You're being difficult. Put that damn thread down.
Oh boy.
I'm like telling
There must have
somebody.
been less thread on that bobbin than I thought there was. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I was telling somebody the other day about when you and I used to work together, and I was in charge of the front end, and you
Oh,
were
I think
cash-
she's talking about her and Cheryl. When her and Cheryl worked together, not her and I.
Yeah.
Yes. And I yelled at Cheryl 99.9% of the evening because she didn't behave.
I didn't behave.
And
I'm not gonna listen to
and then people would see the two of us. We'd get off at the same time, and we'd be laughing and joking, and we'd punch out at the time clock. And we'd go home, and they'd be like,
What
"Are
happened?
those just the same two people that were just here on the front end?"
Tearing into each other.
All right, I went ahead and closed up my little edge there. I hear a puppy barking. I'm going to go hop out and grab her real quick. And then we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you what to do with the other side.
What I did there. We'll fix that up real in a jiffy. We got to get this done here.
She's got to pop out and get the puppies.
Yep.
She's going to pop out and get the puppies. We're going to pop up and get this little binding pole sewn.
Yes, we are.
And then we're going to do the whole flippy do. And
Flippy do?
we got to flip it.
We do.
All right.
Flip
No,
that
no,
front
no,
binding.
no, it's not time yet.
Oh, sorry. Not time yet?
Yeah, us people with little houses, it doesn't take us more than 6 steps to get anywhere.
I know. I had to put it in jackrabbit mode.
All right, whatever you got to do. Hi, Wiggles. Hi. Mommy's going to set up a puppy cam at some point. Yes, it'll be a little one, but it'll be a puppy cam. Yes, it'll be a puppy cam.
What am I doing? Okay, now we're done. What do we do now?
All right, so now we're going to start at basically the same place as we started before. It doesn't have to be the exact same place. It doesn't matter. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and now we're going to roll our fabric, she says hi, puppy. We're going to roll our binding from the front to the back. Now I'm going to use my finger to kind of finger press that seam a little bit just to kind of give it a nice crease so that it lays a little nicer for me. I'm going to roll it to the back.
Tight, right?
Yes, but not bent.
And you want it to be tight, but it doesn't have to be super tight. But you want it to be tight because it's going to give you a nice little overlap there. And we're going to put it back underneath our machine with the top of the quilt up. So we're going to be sewing again to the top of the quilt with our 1/4-inch seam. And it's going to give us this really, really nice seam all the way down. Now, some people like to sew right in the ditch of the fabric. I have found that to be way too stressful. I have done it before, and I found it to be way too stressful. I'm putting too much pressure on myself to make sure that I'm getting it right in that line. So what I do instead is I use my 1/4-inch foot, and I allow myself the stitching to be over just that little bit, and it gives it a really nice rolled edge. It looks really pretty, and I enjoy it. So that's what I do. So we're going to we're going to start off somewhere in the center of the side. We never want to start in a corner. Because it's just too difficult to try and start and end in a corner. So you always want to kind of start somewhere in the center. In the middle of one of the sides is the best way I found it. Just fold a piece over and get it under the machine. And then all we're going to keep doing is we're just going to keep folding, finger pressing the seam down, rolling it over nice and tight, and just keep sewing it up. Make sure that you anchor your stitches at the beginning and at the end, so that everything stays secure. You okay over there?
Yep. So far, so good.
All right.
We anchored.
All right. Now, I'm thinking if you guys ran out of bobbin, then I'm probably going to run out of bobbin. So let me just check that. Oh, no, I got enough. A little bit of a fold here, so I'm just trying to make sure. Now, when we get to the corners, I'm going to show you guys how to do the corners. So go ahead and sew up as close as you can.
Is this going to be difficult?
No, gosh, no. No. I already showed Cheryl what needs to happen. And basically, I already showed you guys what needs to happen because the camera was on the whole time. But I'm going to show you guys on the actual camera here so you can see. And the only reason I'm going into this much detail is because I know that there's a couple of our subscribers and a couple of family members that are also going to be doing this either right now or later on. And so I want to make sure that they have correct instructions to follow it. All right, so finger press the seam, then roll it over, getting it nice and tight. And sew it down. Now you're only going to be able to sew a few inches at a time because you're going to have to keep, finger pressing and rolling and finger pressing and rolling. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. Come on. There we go. So I usually sew about 4 to 6 inches and then I have to stop and finger press and roll again.
Can you, by any chance, brag about my corners a little bit?
Yes, while I was there, I was inspecting Mom's corners, and she did a fantastic job. She followed the instructions exactly the way she was supposed to, and because of that, it's going to pay off here in just a minute when she starts working on the corners again.
Oh, it's the top one. Okay, well, wait, I gotta get closer, I guess. Get closer.
All right. There we go. I'm just sewing down to my corner a little bit at a time. Pull it open, finger press the seam so that it lays nice and flat, and then roll it over.
What do I do when I get done?
Hold it tight.
Top.
Fold the edge that you're working on first. Then fold the next edge over top of it.
There you
And
go.
then this, okay. Then this edge goes like this.
Right. When you get to the corner, you stop. You
A quarter inch away. It's going to be really tough to go through that, so go real slow because it's a lot of bulk there in the corner.
Okay.
Stop at a quarter of an inch. Keep your needle down and pull your presser foot up. Spin the quilt, presser foot back down, and sew again. Don't pull your needle off.
Turn this down, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're getting there. We're catching up. She sews so much faster than I do. All right. So fold. So when you're doing your corners, now it's going to be really hard for me to show this to you guys on the camera, but I think I can do this. Give me a second. Let me pull this off the machine so I can show you what I'm doing. All right. Let me flip the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. And again, I know 99.9% of you already know how to do this. So I apologize to all of you that you already know how. The intention of this is for those who don't know how. Okay, so here's my corner right now. You can see that I stopped sewing about here. Okay, here's where I stopped sewing. Here's my corner. So my corner was folded like this. That's how we started. Zoom in there for you guys a little bit. See if that works. Okay, so my corner was folded in like that. So what I'm going to do first is, because this is the part that I'm sewing on, this is where my machine is working. I'm going to fold that side first, down and around the corner. So here's my corner, down and around, so it's like this. Okay, and then I'm going to tuck this bottom side underneath. And by doing that, on the back side, it's kind of hard to see with all these threads, but I will have another mitered corner on this end. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my machine all the way down to this corner to a quarter of an inch. I'm going to keep it on the machine, needle down, pull the presser foot up, spin it. So now I'm coming down this way, put the presser foot back down, and then sew again. Okay? It sounds much more difficult than it is. Alright. Now, unfortunately, my camera is not really in a great place to be able to show you the actual machine. That is one of my camera upgrades I'd like to make in the future. But right now, it's not a great angle. Alright, so first we gotta finish going down the edge. You guys are really quiet over there, so either you have muted yourselves,
Oh no,
you're
we're
just
so
very focused.
It's going away. I'm just trying to hold. Wait. So she doesn't end up with tension.
Gotcha. Terry says she absolutely loves this colorway. Terry, I do too. I really didn't think I was going to. This entire time I was making it, I really did not think I was going to like it at all. Because this is definitely not my normal colorway that I would have chosen for myself. In fact, Mama Joyce is the one that chose this colorway. But I do actually really like it. It turned out that I really do like this colorway. So it just goes to show you not to judge everything by what you're seeing on the little bitty color wheel when you're picking out your quilts, and to just trust that Cotton Cuts knows what they're doing. All right, I'm at 1/4 inch on my corner, so I'm going to lift my presser foot, keeping my fabric tucked in, which kind of came untucked. All right, mine came untucked, so I'm going to have to pull it off the machine here. So untuck it back down. Pull it. There we go.
Oh, a lizard over here.
There we go. Back down.
Right? Right? Yeah. Yep.
All right. And now we're going to do the corner. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work.
I know that's not exactly how she wanted the corner done, but
Lots of thread. There we go.
yeah, there is lots of threads.
Wow, lots of threads. Okay, here we go.
It comes out in the wash though too, doesn't it, Dee?
Some of it will, yeah. You always end up clipping threads after you wash it as well, because of this. When it shrinks, some stuff starts to show up. It just kind of is the nature of the beast. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. So now you can see what I did. I actually had to take it off the machine in order to make sure that those two pieces laid flat. So don't be intimidated by the fact that I told you have to leave it on the machine. You can take it off if you need to. Merry Christmas, Mom says.
Drink.
I was thirsty.
Yes, Terry, this colorway was the Tranquil one. Yes, that is correct. Mom's colorway was Moonlit, and the pink one that I showed earlier, I don't think you caught it when I was at the beginning of the live stream. That one was called Redwood. We are going to finish this tonight. Is that okay with you, ladies? We're going to be a little late. It's already 8:30. We probably need about another 30 minutes or so. Is that okay?
I'm still awake.
Because Cheryl's going to be the one that's got to drive home late, so that's why I'm checking.
I just gotta do my grocery shopping. Otherwise,
Taylor is home for winter break. She's home for about a week. She went downtown. She's supposed to be home sometime tonight, but I don't know when, and I know I'm going to have to open the garage for her when she gets here. I have no idea if she's on her way home or what. Lucas, are you still with us? Lucas, if you're still on, if you could check on Taylor for me and find out about what time she thinks she's going to be home, that would be super awesome for me. Thank you.
Yeah, Lucas is on.
All right.
Is Tony home too?
Tony is home with Lucas, yes.
I know she's not home with you. She doesn't live there anymore.
No, she does not. I had to remind her of that the other day. She called me. She came home. She's so funny. She came home for a dentist visit, which became a whole thing. Lucas says, just opening stockings and playing video games. And Lorraine says she's got a quilt to bind. Can you check on Taylor for me, Lucas? Find out when she's going to be home, if she's going to be home. I think she was going to a family thing. I'm not sure. I don't remember now. What was I saying?
Lucas, check on
Oh, yes.
Taylor.
So Tony came home for a dentist appointment this week. She had to drive 2.5 hours or whatever to come home for a dentist appointment. She came home for the dentist appointment, and she came in the house to play with the puppies. And right now, Mr. Wizard has moved into Tony's old bedroom. Not this one, but the one next door. He's moved in there because it's been too cold in the garage. So he's got a bunch of stuff set up in there, so he's moved some of the furniture around. And so Tony called me at work, and she says, Mom, what happened to my room? And I laughed, and I said, Tony, what room? You don't live there anymore. I had to remind her that she doesn't live here anymore. Taylor is not in Chicago. Oh no, she went to
Brandon?
She went to her boyfriend's family's house for Christmas, right? So she's I don't want to say what town she's in, but you're right, she's not in Chicago. But do we have a general idea of when she'll be home, or does she have keys? Does she have my spare set of keys? We're just moving right along here. But yes, to answer Terry's question earlier, yes, this is the Tranquil. It just goes to show you that the darker colors can actually turn into something really, really pretty.
They're all very pretty. It's just your choice of your primary color. They do an excellent job of complementing the primary color with the coordinating fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 10:30 or 11. Got it, Lucas. Thank you. Did she say if she has a spare set of keys or... Hi, Sandra. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday evening to you. I hope you're well. You missed all kinds of chaos earlier. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. It was funny.
I didn't find it amusing.
I had to go on location.
Yes, she had to come to our location.
I had to relocate temporarily.
She was quite helpful.
But we could not get a binding to line up, and we kept making a flirt. And I made up a new word for that.
Yes, a new word.
You're good at new words.
Cheryl is very good at new words. She is 100%. That is true.
E, do you remember what a mim is?
It's the chicken stuff, yeah.
How can anybody forget a mim?
Chicken fat or meat fat when you bite into it and your mouth goes, mim. Should submit that to Webster.
Mim.
Terry says, I did that twice. Danny left the building. LOL. Taylor has house keys. Okay, Lucas, thanks. I'll probably be awake at 10:30 or 11, but thank you for checking. Alright, so as you guys, I'm sure you guys can't really see it from where you're at, but I am over here. I'm finger pressing, then I tuck in underneath, and then I sew up what I just worked with. When I get to where my fingers are at the edges, then I do it again. And I just keep moving along. Alright. Okay, so open it up.
Not be as
Fingerprints.
The second side?
Well, the second sew.
Oh no, the
Correct.
second sew is much easier than the first. And if you do the first correctly, then it makes the second side really easy.
It's correct now. You came and fixed the plug.
You know, and it took me 4 or 5 quilts before I got the hang of it. So, you guys are doing a whole heck of a lot better than I am. I kept doing the corners wrong. Like, I kept folding it the wrong way, and I just could not wrap my brain around it.
Apparently, neither could we.
No, because you did your corners just fine. It was the closing part that you had trouble with. No, Nancy, I don't think the heist has finished yet. Looks like people are still joining in, so. Alright. Sandra says, I have Bailey and Gunner. Carrie says, I did the corners wrong often. Yeah, for the longest time. Like, I could not figure out how to fold the corners. And it's not hard. Like, I don't understand why I couldn't, like, wrap my brain around it, but I couldn't. I'm much better at it now, but it took forever. Mom, she nailed the corners, like, right away. So, obviously, it's just me. Like, obviously, the challenge is just on me.
I thought we're done.
All right.
Long sides do feel like they've gone on forever.
The long sides, yeah, they do. They feel like they just go on forever and ever and ever.
And I'm really not doing a whole lot. I'm just trying to keep the tension. But I'm like, oh my God, why isn't it done? Why have we not met the end yet?
We're done.
We're done. You did an awesome job. Again, thank you so much for sewing.
You're welcome. Well, I guess I did get it okay. That's all right.
Okay, so now, Mom, just go back around the back side and just make sure that everything got tucked in correctly and that there's nothing really showing. If there is, we can go over it with a couple of little zigzag stitches just to close it up. Sometimes I don't fold it correctly and the pieces don't quite catch. So, just check and make sure they all did. And if you catch any pieces, just go ahead and give them if you can do a straight stitch to catch it, that's fine. If you got to do a little zigzag stitch, that's okay too. Just a little one.
I want to do something else here. Okay. I don't like the way it didn't catch the thing there. So.
Sometimes, you know, when you're folding it, it just doesn't fold right. I've had that happen a couple times. Actually, more than a couple. A lot of times, actually. A lot of times. Gosh, I hope I have enough bobbin thread to finish this.
And you're never going to notice it, honey. Do you know what I mean?
I
But it wasn't.
It's more a matter of it not falling apart in the washing machine. Is
right.
The concern.
Well, you don't want the. You want to make sure you've got all the binding and everything tucked. You know.
I think I lost my thread. Yeah, I did. I lost my thread. Okay. My eye is watering, and I lost my thread.
That one too. Yeah, let's get this one done too. That's what I mean. It just.
no, it's the bulk and everything. I get it.
All right. I lost my thread, so now I gotta find it. I got tucked back into the machine. I can see it. There we go. My eyes watering.
You take your allergy meds today?
I don't usually take them until later in the evening,
Oh, okay.
but they're just about run out, so it's about time for me to take more.
Another spot?
All right.
I'm not being picky.
No, you're not. Is this where it was? Yeah, it was right here. I want you to be picky though.
I've got about another 5.5 left.
5.5 what?
Side and a half.
Oh.
Lori, hello. Welcome to the channel. How are you? I hope you're well. She says, hey, I know everybody here. Love it. Well, welcome. We're happy that you're here too. Just a reminder to everybody, we will still have our live stream tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We will be working on a poinsettia table runner. It's a paper piecing project that we started last year. We're going to be working on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we are just putting the binding on our Tree of Life cottoncuts PMQ, last round, last season's PMQ.
I think that's it.
All right.
I mean, it's a little crooked right there. But
You know,
once
if
you
I'm gonna
wash
be-
it.
And if I'm going to use the blanket, I'm not going to be doing this.
No, you're not.
I'm going to be using the blanket.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all done.
Awesome.
We are done.
Now the very, very last step is simply to wash it. We like to wash the starches out of it and wash and the fabric dyes, just to kind of get all that stuff out of there so that you don't get it all over your skin when you're cuddling up with it on the couch or in the chair. It's really easy to do because everything is in cotton. We use cotton for everything except for the batting, which is a cotton polyester blend. So you're just going to wash it in cold water in your washing machine. If you have color catcher sheets, I recommend it. Although Mama and Cheryl's quilts is pretty light in color, so I don't think that's going to bleed very much. The darker the colors, the more it may bleed, so you're better off getting some color catchers. And a half a cup of vinegar also works really well as also. Some white vinegar if you've got it. And then go ahead and wash it in the washing machine. If you see a little bit of bleeding, just run it through another cycle. Usually that will catch it. Usually if you just wash it again in another cycle with some more color catchers, you can usually get rid of it that way. And then go ahead and throw it in the dryer on a low cycle. You don't want it too high, on your normal setting. And then you're good to go. And what's going to happen is it's going to pucker up a little bit, at least because of the fabrics and the pieces that we use. It's going to pucker up a little bit. And I love the puckering on it because it kind of gives it that older feel. It gives it that worn through, not brand new, stiff fabric feel. And I love that about it. But that's your very last step. You want to wash it separate from everything else. You don't want to wash it with anything else, at least that first time, just in case the fabric colors do bleed or anything else. But then after that, it's just like any other blanket. Just throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, and you're good to go. Just, again, gentle, nothing too heavy or too hot, because it is cotton, so you don't, the same way you would normally treat your cotton clothes, you want to treat this the same way. But that's it.
Well, we're going to do my Halloween quilt. Yes, I will frequent either that or the morning show. She's going to continue the After Dark, and we can come. How often did you want us to come on with you, Dee?
Whenever you want, I will. We do the After Dark edition, which is what this episode is. It's one Saturday a month. Mr. Wizard, he's so funny. He says to me today. He says to me, listen to this. He says to me, you have your live stream tonight, right? And I said, yeah. He goes, I have my club meeting tonight. I said, yeah, it seems to work out that way. Like, every time I schedule one of these, you end up with your club meeting. He goes, man, I'm never going to get to be your Iron Man.
Aww.
Right? So the next time we do a live stream, I'm going to try and schedule it for the second Saturday of the month instead of the third. So then that way he can be on the show with us and be my Iron Man. But that also means I have to come up with a project where he needs to iron. So I have no idea what we're going to do just yet. It'll be in January. It'll probably be the second weekend in January now. But I thought that was really cute and really sweet, and so I was like, well, I gotta figure this out. So hopefully in January, Mr. Wizard will be joining us. So I thought that was really sweet.
Winter months.
It's more difficult, yeah.
And it all depends, honestly, it depends on weather when I come out
100%,
here.
Cheryl, 100%. Cheryl has at least, what is it, an hour drive?
It's an hour. I've done it in 50 minutes. I have not beat the 50 minutes.
And it's not because it's all that far away. It's like 20 miles, but there's no easy way to get from point A to point B.
Right. There's no straight shot.
It's not like we're off a highway. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not. You can't take an expressway. It's, you know, this road to this road to. And I honestly take the most direct of roads.
Right.
It's just, 9,000 stoplights, and on the weekends, especially during the holidays,
the
traffic is ridiculous.
It's awful.
This morning, like I was out and about this morning, and it was just crazy. Dawn, good morning. Hi, Dawn. Welcome back. Dawn wants Mama Joyce to hold up her quilt because she's been lurking and didn't get a chance to see it. Go ahead, hold it up. They've made a couple of minor errors, but you know what? They're artistic differences is really all it is. Nancy says she's trying to catch up to Lucas. That's funny.
How's it look?
Oh, that's not fair. Show us the other side.
Oh, all right.
Dawn says beautiful texture. See, I think it looks fantastic.
Well, so do we.
That is hysterical.
We made the same mistake symmetrical.
That is funny. I think it looks great. That looks great. I think you guys did a fantastic job.
For a first quilt, I think so.
For a first quilt and for being dyslexic.
And wine. Remember wine?
Wine.
Yes, and the wine. Wow.
Wine.
And I absolutely think
okay, guys, I'm playing a little bit of Bob and Chicken here. I've got like 12 inches left of space here to sew up, and I'm like on my last couple of threads here on the bobbin. So let's see if we can do this.
Too, right? It's not.
Let's see
like that.
If I'll make it.
I might think about the future, or maybe not as. I don't know yet. I'm thinking for my back.
Okay.
For a summer weight, because this is a perfect summer weight.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
And my body.
That's fine.
Damn it. I lost the race. Damn it.
Shall I run my bobbin over to you?
Yeah. And the worst of it is I don't have any more green bobbin thread. I only had this one bobbin, and I need this much space. Seriously,
throw
I
black.
need this much.
You got a white one you can throw in there?
Throw
No.
white or black. Throw white or black in there.
Well, I don't want to because it's on the outside.
But I think like a summer weight,
I guess I'm running the bobbin real quick.
like
It'll
a
only take a minute, so it's fine.
We didn't have to take this to long arm. We could have quilted it ourselves by stitching in the ditch, or they have patterns where you can actually make some of these squirrely. Do you know what I mean? So we could have done that.
You just
too.
have to have the right machine to do it. With the full size, it can be challenging. I don't say it's impossible because it's not. There are a lot of people that do it, but it can be challenging with a full size quilt underneath our machines because of the throats.
I am fine with the long arm. It's just I'm thinking
It will keep you warm even though it feels thin.
And
Mine
because
is too
it's-
warm at times. Interesting to know.
I have a
Well, Tracy's got that king size one, and she says it's not warm at all, according to her.
Really?
That's what she says. But I don't know. I found them to be very warm, especially when I'm working with them. I don't have one on my bed. I don't sleep with it on my bed, but I do have one that I use in my living room, and I find it to be the perfect.
Tony says you should do a project for Aunt Mary when Mr. Wizard is with you.
Yeah, we should.
there you go. There you go.
And my quilt projects, regardless of the added design element, the grays are beautiful and very utilitarian. I love that word. Looks great. Now Mama should be able to do the snail trail pattern. That's from Brat 46. What's a snail trail pattern?
Hi, Brat 46. I didn't even see you pop in there. Welcome back to the channel. You must have been lurking for a little while. No worries. Oh, I almost dropped my bobbin. That would have been
I
bad.
think she popped in when you were driving.
Snail trail pattern. I'm not sure which pattern that is, Brad 46. If you could email that to me, that would be fantastic. That way I can take a look at it. That's not one I'm familiar with. We have a table runner, friendship table runner project that Mama Joyce is going to be working with us on here soon. And then we also, Mama Joyce is still working on her hillside charm. You guys will remember it as Man Cave Rules. We finished it on the channel, but Mama Joyce has a Halloween one that she's still working on. So she's going to be working on that stuff either with us during a Sunday live or another After Dark. That's completely up to her. Cheryl and her are always welcome on any of our live streams. I'm having.
I might be a pop-in for winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's no problem at all. And as you can see, Mama Joyce is not that far away, so if she gets into trouble, I can just pop over there.
Absolutely.
All right, so now I'm back to where I needed to be.
No. No. Oh, look, we still got blue star ones. What are those?
No, I just gotta find.
Just chocolate.
Just that other thing. Did you like the?
I am almost finished. I had to wind a brand new bobbin in order to finish this silly quilt.
I have a Costco order going in tomorrow for. I am not going to Costco during before Christmas. There's no way I'm going to Costco before Christmas.
No, I don't know why anyone's going to Costco anymore. If you can order and pick up like they do for Sam's, that's all I would ever do for Costco.
I'm just not going to do it. So I got a Costco order going in tomorrow for my last minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'll run to Jewel and get my meat. Christmas Eve, I'll run to the butcher and pick up.
All right, that was it, folks. Now I'm finally done. Yay! So we have officially finished our Tree of Life projects. Yay!
Yes, we have.
I have lots of threads.
I'm excited. I am very excited.
So Cheryl, tomorrow you can go ahead and give that up. I'll give that a wash, and then you are good to go. I'm gonna wash this one. Probably not tomorrow because we do our regular laundry on Sundays, and I don't want to interfere with that. So I'll probably do mine next week before Christmas. So then that way, Lucas. This one is intended for Lucas. He's known about it for a while. But he will get this one, and Tony is getting the it's identical twin, except it's in a different colorway. Because I made 2 Tree of Lives.
Doesn't she already have a quilt from you?
Tony has a couple of them. In fact, I need to start making a couple for Taylor because Tony has too many. Tony has, I think, 3 from me. And Taylor has, like, maybe one.
The blue and yellow one I love that Taylor's got. That's a beautiful quilt.
That one is called Yellow Brick Road. We did that here on the channel. There's a full playlist for that one. The Daisy quilt is called Yellow Brick Road.
I think I might go back and watch her sew.
Right? Daisy. Not sunflower, Daisy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, daisies. Taylor's favorite flower is daisies. She had picked out that quilt when we were at a quilt store in Louisville a couple of years before I made it on the channel. And I'm sorry, I'm just cutting threads here. She had picked that out. She had seen it hanging on the wall as a display, and she came over by me and she said, "Mom, do you think you could make that?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I could make that." It looked easy enough, and she really loved the daisy fabrics on it because daisies are her favorite.
And you won't be able to see them anymore either. Okay. That's from the long arm.
So, there you go.
I really liked as a non-quilter or sewer, I did enjoy that quilt store in Collinsville where you picked up the Halloween.
Yeah.
They had a lot of displays that helped my craft brain.
Correct. Now,
Yeah, they had a lot of display pieces, which is nice because for some people are very visual. They have to see it in order to figure out if it's going to look good. They can't just look at a pattern and match it up to fabrics, you know.
Went to Route 47. Oh my God.
Oh,
She loved the store. It's not a bad store, but literally the aisles are this wide, and so much.
my God, Nicole! Welcome back to this. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. You scared the living bejesus out of me. Apparently, I have that way too loud. But welcome to the channel. Unfortunately, you do have to wait an hour before you can join chat. But we are not going to be on for another hour because we are just about done here. I'm just trimming up some threads here. But yes, Mom, the new quilt shop that I've been telling everybody on YouTube about, she's got it packed to the gills with fabric, and I just absolutely
Oh my God,
love it.
packed to the gills. It doesn't even describe it, Dee.
Yeah,
it really does not.
I love it.
He has so much fabric in that small store. I mean, it really is a small store, and it just. I mean, she knows where everything's at in there, too.
Yes, it's very impressive. But she does not have a whole lot of display pieces because her store is all about fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't have a whole lot. She had some, yeah, but not a lot.
Well, a sewer is different than a crafter.
Mm-hmm.
So, the crafting brain, I appreciate the displays because I saw that center panel and saw something completely different.
Right.
And it is still hanging in my house. It is a permanent fixture hanging in my house.
That is really awesome.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
You would walk in my house and swear there is something mentally wrong with the owners of the house.
Well, I mean, there is, but...
There is. But now, my laundry room is decorated for Halloween, permanent. You go down
permanent
my hall.
Halloween, yeah.
Permanent Halloween. You go down my hallway, I've got the Halloween haunted house framed in this gothic mirror or frame.
Very nice, Dee.
That is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Thank you. Terry wants to know, what design did the long armor do on your quilts? Terry, mine is circles. It's like pebble, because the fabric on this one is very spotted. It's like water droplets or small pebbles. And so they did a circular pattern on mine. And then Cheryl picked out hers. It's more of a viney, right, Cheryl? It's more vines and
I thought it was waves.
Waves.
Isn't it waves, Dee?
I'll pull it up to the camera. I don't know if you can see.
There you go. Yeah. Very pretty. Perfect. Thank you, Brat46, for the free pattern. I appreciate that. I will take a look at that off camera, and I'm always looking for new ideas, especially since our new year is coming up and we're going to be planning for next year. So thank you very much for that. And if it's something that Mama Joyce can do or she wants to do, she's obviously more than welcome to join us as well. Lori says, laundry is scary. No, get that. LOL. I can understand that for sure. I thought I saw something in chat. I guess I missed it. So I apologize for that. So this is it, folks. We are officially 100% done with our Tree of Life quilts. I still have a bunch of threads here. My goodness, so many.
We started in January?
What?
February, I believe.
In March, didn't we? I thought it was March.
It might have been March. Yeah, it's hard for me to remember now. It was so long ago. But we started this quilt. It was a cottoncuts puzzle mystery quilt, PMQ for short. It was the Tree of Life one. So this one was not the one we're working on now, Wild West, but the one before that. And Fly Away, if you guys are interested in joining a PMQ, if you've been watching and you're interested, Fly Away they're taking orders for Fly Away here very shortly. That one's going to be opening up soon. Thank you very much, Terry. She says February. She confirmed it for us. Thank you very much for that.
February. Thank you. 10 months.
So it's a 10-month project. You get 10 clues. And then the 10th clue is actually you putting it together. And so after we've put it together, then we have it long-armed. I've sent mine off to be long-armed. If you have the ability to do your own long-arming, absolutely do that and save the time and energy. And then we just got it back. Save the money too. But we just got it back from the long arm yesterday. So that's why we went ahead and put it up together today. That was not the original plan for today. The original plan for today was to do something else. But I'm glad that we were able to get this done. Because now it can be gifted for Christmas. Because they're the folks that are getting the quilts are going to be home for Christmas. Now. And Cheryl's going to be able to take hers home and enjoy it for Christmas. And share it with her friends and family for the holiday. So she's going to be so proud of it. So now every time she looks at it in her living room, she's going to remember all these fun times that we had making it, all the laughs and things like that. So, and now she's talking about maybe making another one sometime. Someday. Maybe someday. We'll see. Fly Away is the next one that's coming up. I am bowing out of Fly Away, not because I don't like cottoncuts or for any reason other than the fact that I just have way too much going on right now. So I don't have the time to dedicate to it like I want. So I am bowing out of Fly Away, but I will pick up the next one after that one. I have no idea what that one is or when that one starts, but I will pick up on that one again soon. So maybe Mom and Cheryl will be in on that one. Maybe not. We'll see. There's plenty of time to decide. When the time comes, we might decide then. But anyway, what is the quilt color? Nancy, are you talking about this one? This one here was called Tranquil. The one that Mom and Joyce and Cheryl were working on was called Moonlit. Thank you. It was called Moonlit. Theirs is grays and whites, and mine is greens and grays. And I absolutely love it. It's perfect. I'm gonna kind of be a little sad to see this one leave the house, but I know that it will be cherished in Tony and Lucas's new apartment. So I'm really excited about that. Susan says, I'm going to do 1 PMQ a year. That sounds fair, Susan. That's absolutely fair. They can be a little pricey sometimes, but remember, all the pieces are pre-cut for you. You don't have to do any of the measuring, and basically all the work is done.
Yes.
You have to
put it together right.
You have to put it together right. That is true. Absolutely, 100%.
It's got character, though. Kind of like scratches on a floor.
And this is the memory it made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a year-long memory it made.
Absolutely.
Yes, Nancy, I did one for Tony. It was a pink one. I showed it earlier on the channel. If you go back and watch the replay, you'll see it right at the beginning. It was a pink and yellow one. Susan says, I'm loving Wild West. Yes, Wild West. Lucas and I are still doing the Wild West one. We'll be back in January for our clue 6 of that one. So that one was fun. So we're going to keep going through Wild West, but I'm going to bow out of Fly Away for now, and I'll pick up on the next one after that. So we'll see what that one is. But anyway, friends, we are already half an hour later than we wanted to be. Portia, like Cheryl, she's still got to drive at least an hour home, and we want to make sure she gets home safely. It is dark.
Oh,
it is cold. It isn't just nasty out here, so we want to make sure she gets home okay. So, all right.
appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
I hope you had a
Thank you,
good time. I
everyone.
hope you had fun. Well, I had to relocate a couple of times. That was a lot of fun and entertaining, to say the least. But don't forget, we will be back here tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, for our normal live streams, where we will be working on a table runner, poinsettia table runner.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care for now. See you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock.